Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is chapter 52, branching out. Let's get started with reducing the volume to minimum. So when I had quit cheerleading, I did it to find my own path. I wanted to find something I was passionate about, good at. But as soon as I stood in front of Mrs. Larson, waiting for her to tell me what she thought of my work, I suddenly felt unsure I was on the right track. Mrs. Larson, please, the suspense is literally killing me. She glanced up at me in confusion and saw the tears prickling my eyes. Oh, Addie, you look so nervous. Please sit down. You're not in trouble. I asked you to stay behind because I prefer to work one on one with the students who show the most promise. What, really? You're very talented, Addie, and I can tell that you know it. But I think you have become complacent with your work. There are always new steps you can take with that. Of course, so I need to take more risks. Hone when what I am good at. Yes, but think of it more as exploration. You're a young artist. I'd really like to see you experiment and try your hand at new things. That's the only way you truly find your own style and voice. Got it. I won't let you down, Mrs. Larson. Please understand me, Addie. The most important thing is that you're enjoying the journey. If you put too much pressure on yourself, your art will suffer for it. Of course, so I need to just enjoy it, and that's not a task, I think. As I walked to the parking lot, I still hadn't shaken off Mrs. Larson's critique. The fact that she had given me advice was proof she believed in my potential. But I also wanted to be just naturally good at photography, to immediately live up to expectations she had. What's got you so bummed out? I looked up from the fiddling with my camera to see Non leaning against his bike in the parking lot. Photography club. I literally wanted my pictures to blow Mrs. Larson away, but she says I need to push further, find my artistic style, whatever that means. Sounds like a good thing to me. She wants you to apply yourself. If I had applied myself earlier, maybe she would be more impressed. You are being way too hard on yourself. We are high schoolers. If you had your artistic style figured out already, life would be pretty boring. Is that so? When did you get so wise? Basically, I really needed to hear that. Well, I do have this very smart, very talented tutor who's been sharpening my perspective lately. Is she cute too? Very cute. It just would be a lot easier if I had any ideas on what to do. I don't know where to start. Okay, so here I am finding no more impressive than Awa and Mason, to be frank. Well, that I can help with. I am done with Winter Wonderland for the day. Help in what way? Are you photographer too? Now. No, but I am a pretty fun to hang out with and I am full of grand ideas. Like what? There's a place a little farther out from a town where the light pollution isn't so bad. Great views of the stars. Oh, you know those long exposure photos where the stars get all streaky? Maybe I can do that. Yeah, why not? I bet it had helped get those creative juices flowing. Plus, there'll be a hot cocoa, a pretty decent telescope, and we had be all alone under the stars. Sorry. That would be perfect. I don't think I should. I don't know the first thing about taking pictures of the night sky. I might not even have the right kind of camera for it. No worries, I am sure whatever you take photo of, it will be beautiful. Thanks for the pep talk. I needed it. Hey, I learned from the original pep talk master. Don't sweat it, Adi. You are gonna do something great. At the next photography club meeting, we all headed outside for a day of shooting pictures around the school. Say cheese, Ava. Hell no. Find someone else to be your model. Oh, so cold. You're hurting my feelings. Ava, let's grab some shots of the fountain over here. I took Ava's hand and led her away from Elijah, who flashed me a disarming grin that I didn't return. Geez, I can't believe Noah and that creep are related sometimes. What do you mean? Cause Noah's such a great guy. Yeah, he's really caring once you get to know him. What happened to me being mad at him? Oh, I didn't tell you. We ran into each other while working on Winter Wonderland a while back and we talked things out together. So that's why you have been all busy with Mason too. I glanced over at my best friend. Her shoulders were tense, her mouth molded into a frown. Is something wrong? Ava fiddled with buttons of her camera. For once, she couldn't look into me in the eye. You and the boys sure seem friendly again. Didn't you say you were moving on? I did, but that was before I knew their history. Now, I just want things to be better again. Masan and Norm mean a lot to me. I can't just turn my back on them. Ava looked right at me, and I couldn't read her expression. So, you still don't know who you want? Something in her voice made me pause. I struggled to explain how I felt. Ava, I still need time. I don't want to lose either of them. Right now, I'm just trying to stay on good terms with both of them. Whoever I don't choose, I lose. Have you ever considered you don't have to date either of them? That there might be someone else out there? I remembered her hand on mine in the car after homecoming. How, for just a moment, I thought she might kiss me. And that I wanted her too. But I had been vulnerable focused. We had only just started to repair our friendship. Ava, I don't know what to say. I'm still trying to figure it out. Well, maybe you should figure it out soon, before you lose your chance to be with anyone. She stalked off, over to baseball field. I watched her go in a stupor, processing everything she said. In a way, it was the same time thing Mrs. Lauren had told me. I was getting dangerously content with the status quo, and I needed to step out of my comfort zone, even if it was scary. As I stood there in her wake, Mackenzie rushed up to me, totally out of breath. Hey, sorry, I'm late. I'm ready to model. Right, say cheese. Well, I'm stuck here for good. As I looked through my photos that night, I still didn't believe like any one of them were up to par. Ugh, not that good enough. Absolutely not. I groaned and flipped the photographs face down. Mackenzie rushed to make sure they didn't get wrinkled. Hey, I like that one. Well, I don't. The framing is wrong and the colors. Don't beat yourself up. Whatever you submit for the show doesn't have to be perfect. But as she glanced over the next set of pictures, her jaw dropped. Oh my god, RD. What? What's wrong? Look at the background of this photo you took earlier. I scrutinized the picture I had snapped of Mackenzie. At first, it looked to be just a portrait. In the background behind me, isn't that Ava kissing Baila? As I looked down at the two women kissing in the baseball dugout, my heart dropped right through the floor. That's Ava, all right. I thought rethinking my identity would be painful, but I had gotten it all wrong. Seeing Ava choose someone else over me, this was 1,000 times worse. Well, she might have kissed her overflowing, but it's okay because Baila was having a crush on her. So, and she treated her well. And I know that Ava has chosen above me, but she also had no choice, and also she has feelings. And I have two guys here, I can choose any one of them. But this was chapter 52 for you all. Hope you like it, and I will soon bring chapter 53 in your understatement. Thanks.